Hey everybody, Dennis Prescott in the Traeger kitchen. Today is all about a celebration turkey dish. We're gonna make turkey roulade with the stuffing with pancetta, cranberries, and leeks. It's gonna be absolutely delicious. If you've never made turkey roulade, honestly, it seems a little bit more complicated than it is. We're gonna show you that today. It comes together pretty easy at the end of the day with a little bit of practice. And the nice thing about this dish is I love cooking a whole turkey. I love a bird. It's a celebration kind of meal. You don't always need to feed that many people. And sometimes you still want the turkey, but you might not want all of that protein, that massive bird. So we're gonna do it today in a way where it still serves a crowd, but it's a smaller crowd. Of course, it's right around Thanksgiving time, Canadian Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, whatever you celebrate, this is great to serve at that celebration meal. With anything poultry, you need to start with a brine. So what I love to do is start with a brine. Needs a strong word, but I highly recommend that you do. It's just gonna really add a beautiful depth of flavor. It keeps the bird juicy and moist. It's absolutely worth this extra step in the cooking process. So in here, we have water, we have sugar, we have salt. That has all dissolved, which is great, that's what we want. We're gonna pop in some seasonal flavors. So we've got some clementines, a couple sprigs of rosemary, and we're gonna add some bourbon. Pick your bourbon of choice. No one will blame you if you pour a shot for yourself. This is done. Set that to the side. So because we're making roulade, we just need to pound down this turkey so that it's in an even layer. I learned a lot of things in my life. Getting plastic wrap to come out properly, not one of them. I will figure it out at some point.
Damn it, mother. This is like.
You just want to cover your surface. Grab this big turkey breast. And as you can see, obviously, one side of this turkey breast is significantly thicker than the other side of the turkey breast. We are just gonna run a knife down here and open this up just to help ourselves out a little bit. All right, so just cover the top of this with plastic wrap. Get rid of this. Grab yourself, I have a meat mallet here. This is obviously gonna be super helpful with this. If you don't have this, rolling pin works, a bottle of wine works. You just need something to bash the life out of this. It takes some time, get out some aggression, and just work away slowly but surely. So when your turkey is pounded down to a pretty even layer, we are gonna just take it, get rid of this plastic wrap, drop this in the brine, and that is gonna sit in that brine and soak in all of those flavors, at least for an hour, up to 4 hours. The longer that you can leave it in the brine, the better. So if you have the 4 hours to buy, I would definitely do that. While the turkey is brining away, doing its thing, we're gonna get our filling ready to go. First, chopping, we're gonna go with some leeks. If you've never worked with leeks before, I love leeks. They're super sweet when they cook down. They're beautiful and delicious. The one thing with leeks is you need to make sure that you clean them properly. Often leeks will just collect a ton of dirt from the garden, from the farm, wherever it is in here. So run these under water. So, leeks done, pop these in a bowl. Set that to the side. The other veg, aside from our onion that's gonna go in here, is fennel. If you've never worked with fennel before, I love fennel. It pairs perfectly, in my opinion, with turkey as well. So we're just gonna give this a nice little slice. And this fennel bulb is huge, obviously vegetables, all shapes and sizes. I'm gonna save this for a rainy day, set that to the side. Just pop this in your bowl. And the last thing that we're gonna add to our bowl is some just beautiful fragrant herbs. I love a mixture of fresh sage, rosemary, and thyme. And then just bunch this up, give it a really nice rough chop. We just wanna chop it together, nothing fancy. Perfect. This is gonna go directly in the bowl with our veggies. Then we're gonna move over to the induction. We're gonna get our filling ready to go. So we've got our pan over about medium heat here on the induction. We're gonna melt a little bit of butter. Once our butter is melted, we're gonna go in with pancetta. I love using pancetta. It's obviously delicious, but it's gonna create a beautiful base for this filling. So once that pancetta goes in, just let that brown. Give it the time that it needs to get nice and crispy before you pull it out. This pancetta, it's like a bubbly mess of goodness happening in here, nice and crispy. So grab a slotted spoon. Just remove that pancetta. So just set that pancetta aside for now. The fat and all of those beautiful brown bits that have developed in the bottom of this pan are gonna create the most gorgeous base to our sauce. Next, all those veggies and herbs that we chopped earlier going into the pan. Just give that a little bit of seasoning, just a pinch of salt. Move that around. We're just gonna sweat this down about 5 or 6 minutes just until the veggies are softened, and then we'll move to the next step. Veggies are all softened, so we're gonna go in, grab a microplane or a grater, a few cloves of garlic. Just let that garlic cook down, 30 seconds maybe. From there, we're gonna add festive deliciousness. Of course, great all year round, but particularly during holiday season and Thanksgiving, whatever you're celebrating, these flavors to me are perfect. So we've got lovely cranberries that we're gonna add in here. We're gonna deglaze with a good bit of bourbon. And that's immediately gonna come to a simmer, and all of those brown bits that have developed on the bottom of the pan are gonna work their way into the filling. That fond actually is just packed with flavor. So you definitely wanna make sure you take full advantage. And then to round out our dish, we're gonna go in with the zest and juice of a few clementines. Once all that's in the pan, just bring it to a simmer, let it reduce a little bit, and then we're basically done with our filling. A couple more steps and we're good to go. So our filling is nicely cooked down. A couple more things we need to add here. Of course, we're gonna go in with this beautiful golden pancetta. Get that all in there. Panko. Give that a mix. This to me smells like Thanksgiving at my grandma's house. A little bit of salt and cracked black pepper. One more little mix. Give this a taste. It's beautiful, it's fragrant. The clementine, the bourbon, cranberries in there. This is gonna be absolutely delicious. I typically like this to cool just for a few minutes, just so that it's workable, and then it's time to build a roulade. Filling to the side for the moment. Grab yourself some paper towels. We need to dry off this turkey breast. So just pop this on here, and just make sure it's completely dry, or as best as you can. All right. Pop that right down onto your board. and then just lay this out. So what I like to do is take a look at where, of course, to me, this filling's delicious, the turkey's gonna be delicious, it's going on the grill. There is nothing better than crispy turkey skin. It's the best part. So you wanna make sure that that's as exposed as possible. You can see that one side has a lot less than the other side. So we're gonna roll from the side that has the least amount of skin possible. So just flip that around. So we're gonna go on with a layer of our filling. We want this to be a thin layer. Of course, we're rolling this. It's gonna roll throughout the process, but just make sure that it's not too thick and that it's workable as well. If for some reason, because of course not all turkey breasts are made equally, sizes vary, this filling will definitely keep in the fridge. You can use it in a bunch of different ways. You can make, more roulade. If you have chicken breast, it works great with that as well. So definitely, if you end up having more based on the size of the breast you're working with, that's not a problem. I mean, it's a delicious problem, actually. So once your filling is good, grab yourself some twine. There are about 300,000 ways that you can truss something. I think that most people just want to cut off a bunch of ends, tie it on as simple and easy as possible. So that's what we're gonna do today. So just cut yourself a bunch of small little pieces of twine. Just set those to the side. Can you do that after? Sure. I just like to have it all ready to go. So when I roll it, I can immediately tie it up. So just working from the back to the front. We're just gonna tie this up, roll this up. Just as tight as possible. And turn it over. And you can see that most of the skin is exposed on the top. We're gonna cut the ends off just for presentation's sake, make it a little pretty. This is gonna cook down later for me in a beautiful sandwich. And then just work one end to the other and just tie this off tight. So just cut the excess twine off of here. Get rid of those. And like I said, I typically will trim the end off of each side. So we're just gonna grab a sheet tray, transfer your roulade onto your sheet tray, hit that, a good bit of olive oil, season liberally with salt. Don't be afraid, go a little hard. You want that salt on there. It's gonna help create the most beautiful crispy skin, and like I said, that's the money spot that we want to be at. Nice bit of pepper. Give that a massage. And what we're going to do is move back to our induction, give this a nice sear so that color starts to come out on the skin, and then we're going to add our braising liquid and move it to the grill. So we've got a cast iron pan over about a medium heat or so. It's getting nice and hot. We're going to go in with the roulade. Just let that go until it develops a beautiful, nice sear, golden crust on the outside. Give it a flip, and then we'll add our braising liquid. Our roulade is nicely browned. Looks beautiful. Of course, this is just the start of the cooking process. We're gonna add a few things for our braising liquid. More bourbon, just to continue the story. A little bit of chicken stock. And then couple of these clementines as well. Again, we've used them throughout. And last but certainly not least, some rosemary. Just tuck that in here. And then what we want to do is grab a meter probe, pop that right into the center. As always, of course, we're cooking to temperature and not time. We are going for 165 degrees Fahrenheit. At that point, we'll pull it off the grill and rest it, but it's time now to pop this on our grill. And the beautiful thing is we have one all ready to go, perfectly cooked to perfect temperature. It looks incredible. It's golden, smells beautiful, smells super aromatic from the clementines, the rosemary, all of that beautiful filling that we added to the center of this. As with everything, we are now just gonna let this rest, let those juices soak back into the protein, then we'll slice up and it's time to serve. All right, all rested, ready to go. Take your meter probe out of here. Just want to get rid of these ties from our truss. We'll pull this roulade out of here. This incredible braising liquid, do not get rid of that. That is absolute liquid gold. Perfect. And to me, when I make roulade like this, I like to cut big pieces. And of course, something like this, it's a showstopper of a dish. It looks absolutely incredible. It presents beautifully. Not that complicated. Few steps to pull it together, but I guarantee you make this for somebody, they're gonna be super impressed when it hits the table. All right, grab a big platter. We are just gonna lay on. Last thing, like I said, this juice is absolutely incredible. So a little bit of a drizzle on top of here. Just to finish the story, just add a few clementines on there, a couple sprigs of rosemary. Just tuck those in here. So our platter's ready to go. Saved a piece, of course, as always, for myself. A little bite just to see how our work was this afternoon. That is so good. Absolutely packed with flavor, that filling. Of course, all of the seasonal flavors that we added in there, the cranberries, the leeks, the rosemary, the clementines, the beautiful smoke that came off of the grill, nice, beautiful, crispy skin on top. That is an incredible turkey dish that I guarantee you're absolutely gonna love. Perfect for the holiday season. This paired with your favorite seasonal veggies is gonna be an absolute hit in your house. Guarantee it. Make this recipe, you're gonna love it. As always, the recipe itself is in the caption below and at Traeger.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow Traeger across every single platform. This recipe as well is in my new cookbook. It's in stores now. You should go buy one. I think you'll really like it, and have a delicious day, everybody.